Morning, folks. Hope everybody's doing good today. Appreciate you joining us here on Deep River Farm. We got a little stuff we're working on this morning. We gotta get the chickens some water and get everything cleaned up, get everything ready to go for them, and all that good stuff. We're in the process of cleaning out the drinkers and that type thing. Now, thankfully the hurricanes moved, folks. It didn't cause any problems in North Carolina other than pounding surf, little wind, not hurricane force, and some rain, not a whole lot of rain. Mainly the washouts, what took care of everything. We've got issues with NC12 now to get that road scraped of sand, and I understand there's a few washouts. If you're interested in monitoring that, you can go to the website www.drivenc.gov, and that'll give you the road conditions and everything. You can also access some of the pier cams if you want to see how the ocean looks. You can also check and see if any of the piers were tore up or anything like that. I ain't heard any word on that, but you can see for yourself how everything looks out on the beach now. Got some news out of Western North Carolina coming, and you'll want to stay tuned for that. And we're going to check with some stuff from Kris, Swiatocho Ministries. Meanwhile, we're going to get the drinkers cleaned out, get the quail fed, and then we'll be back and talk about what's going on in Western North Carolina. Folks, we're getting our feeders cleaned up, everything. It's important to keep that stuff clean so your chickens don't get sick. You know, it's rained so much I haven't been able to stay on it like I need to, but we're getting it today. I just spoke with Holly. She is up in the mountains this morning, and she has been to the illegal mine. And I was texting back and forth with her, and she said everything is correct, basically to what we're seeing on Google Earth. So properties across the river that we were seeing is exactly what it looks like on the ground. And so we're just trying to help those folks up there push that agenda forward with keeping that out there in the public so people will know what's going on. So I asked her if it appeared that it was still going on, and she said it sure does look like it. Now I've got an information that I'm going to share. We talked to Cody the other night on the phone, and we've been talking about the Hurricane Aaron and everything. And it seems like that court order they got up in Boone ain't being abided by, and it ain't nothing but a paperwork game. Meanwhile, they continue to operate, and that's exactly what's going on. So despite the district court up in Boone telling them to cease and desist, they've ignored that. So we're bringing to light what's going on, and you're gonna hear some stuff from what I'm gonna tell you from Cody Peterson. You know, he's the one that's been a nail in their foot and a thorn in their side, and those people they're fighting mad, folks. There's also been a bridge built across the river we knew about, and this bridge wasn't there prior to Helene, and they're using it to move material from the illegal mine to the opposite side of the river. opposite side of the river, we noticed that on Google Earth that there was an excavator sitting over there, and it looked like it was being timbered. Basically, how you doing, buddy? You got anything to tell us this morning? Basically, it's been just cut down to everything, gone. Just strip cut, I guess you'd call it. They completely cleared it. With no timber. I'm sure they cut the timber. They probably sold the timber, but everything is basically bare. So now that side of the river is Yancey County. Where the mine started is Mitchell County. The river separated each county. So Holly is up there this morning taking some pictures and things. We're going to show you some pictures right now that she has just sent me from the Nolichucky River. Well, folks, kind of amazing about that bridge that was built from the illegal mine to the opposite side of the river across the Nolichucky. Now, it's amazing to me how you can build a bridge for an illegal mine, but you can't get any bridges built for the people of Western North Carolina. Ain't that something, how that works? We're trying to figure out who authorized it, who certified it, because this bridge is going over navigable waters. That's what that's called. So they had to be environmental studies done, or supposed to be, and all kinds of things done, all kinds of permitting. There's a lot of agencies has to be involved. The North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission has to be involved. There has to be environmental studies done. Anything like that, when there's a new bridge built, has to be done. So there has to be a paperwork trail for it. They have to do studies to see if there's any endangered species in the water, any endangered bats in the area. Anything like that that could hinder a endangered species has to be looked at before anything like this is built. So, was the bridge built illegally as well? That's something that needs to be answered. How did it get there with nobody knowing about it? Or was they thinking it was under the disguise of the railroad? Does the railroad have a part in it? Now, they have sent out a letter that states they have nothing to do with it. So, who knows? Meanwhile, this illegal mine continues to operate, from what I'm understanding. And we've talked to Cody. We've talked to some people in the area that's investigating it. But this morning, Bud and Holly's headed up there to check everything out. Well, folks, I'm trying to get the woods cleaned up before the fall. Get all these sticks and stuff picked up, get it mowed and everything. And get all the grass cut out in here. We got a pretty good run on it right now. I still got this little section right here to go, and that'll be it on this side near the fire pit. Well, Rudy, we've been down here mowing. What are you doing down here? You decided to come check everything out? Finding any bugs? Anything like that? I'm getting ready to go back at it. You just stay up here around the fire pit. Oh, yeah.
dogs, ain't they? Pretty good size. It takes some force to drive them in the ground like they do, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Cut that thing off.
Well, folks, been helping my dad up here. Boy, I got tore up by yellow jackets. Hands all swelled up. They got me all over the arms, back of the neck, the head, inside my leg, this elbow. Can't even hardly ball that fist up. You can see the swelling across there. Boy, they tear you up, I tell you what. Whew. Morning, folks. Just came in and let the chickens up. If you was looking for last night's 8 o'clock video, we were actually live last night, and we stayed on for about 33 minutes, and then we got off. And then the platform has yet to load the video. We had trouble yesterday trying to load a video and was unable to do so. It was already 6 hours and it still hadn't loaded. So we decided to go live. And since the live at 8 o'clock, when I got up this morning at 5 o'clock, hey buddy, you got a few words to say? What you got to talk about this morning? Anyway, it was still said waiting. It still hadn't loaded, wouldn't load. So I know, you talk about it. They just ain't got their stuff together, do they, buddy? Huh? But hopefully this one will load and we can go from there. But wanted to tell you a little bit about the sea turtles down on the islands. We got reports that most of them were damaged, if not destroyed. The pounding surf pretty much took out what was there. They are going back and looking now to see if there was any of the nests that had survived. I saw pictures of some of them that had completely been flooded. They were roped off with the caution tape with T-posts and stuff to keep people from getting inside of them that would normally just be walking up and down the beach areas. And most of the time they build these turtle nests up against the dunes where the sand is very soft, and they dig down up there, and that's where they lay their eggs, and then they got a long trek once they hatch. Now, a lot of the eggs had already hatched on some of the beaches, but what had not hatched was more than likely destroyed. And we've got a few pictures of some of the people that was checking some of the nest and things like that. And I will tell you a good story about sea turtles. All right, go ahead and tell us, buddy. Go ahead. I can tell you a little story about a sea turtle that I'm going to do, but I'm going to get you the pictures of the volunteers from the Sea Turtle Patrol looking to see if any of the nests have been able to be, that may have survived from the storm. So, folks, I got officials with the Karen Beasley Sea Turtle Rescue and Rehab Center in Surf City said many of those that had not hatched yet were washed away by the rising tide. The center said about half of the 90 nests that were on Topsail Island had already hatched, so about 45 of them had hatched. But very few of the rest will survive, and they were washed away. Now, on Emerald Isle, the Sea Turtle Patrol said their nests were washed out by Hurricane Aaron's high surf. They added that the eggs can't be dug up and moved to higher ground ahead of a storm because of the protection laws. And officials are taking a never say never approach to the possible survival of the submerged eggs because nature can be incredible. And the volunteers continue to monitor the unhatched nest. The Topsail Turtle Project has announced that one of the nests beat the odds hatching during Hurricane Aaron, despite the high ocean water at the beach. But they said a few nests were washed away and several were covered with sand. So there's 26 nests remaining there on Topsail, but officials said some of them were heavily overwashed and about 10 to 12 appear to be in good shape. So they're hopeful with what they have found and moving forward, and we'll just see what happens. So see if there's any more information from them. They do have a 2-year waiting list for members that want to become involved with the sea turtles in Emerald Isle, but they must commit to at least 24 hours of service during the nesting season, according to the director. So people want to help the turtles, and they have a 2-year waiting list. Wow, incredible. So there you go, folks. A little story about the sea turtles there and what's going on with them. And a lot of people had been asking, so we thought we would get that information for you. Well, folks, I appreciate you joining us here on Deep River Farm. I've got a sea turtle thing I'm going to share with you in a future video and tell you a little bit about that. So, folks, I appreciate you joining us. Y'all have a blessed day.